I talk about a wide range of things on my channel, as all of you who are watching know this, or those who have been subscribed to my channel for quite some time. And a lot of times when I come across certain stories, I sit here and say to myself, I'm not surprised that this happened. But then there's a small sector of things that come my way where I'm actually legit kind of taken aback by what it is that I'm about to go into. This story right here is one of those times. So in this picture, you see an individual by the name of Muhammad Khamis, and he is a physician out of Chicago. And this dude decided that he was going to go ahead and go on vacation, travel the world and do what he does. And there's nothing wrong with that. You need time away from the practice every now and then, because it can be stressful and taxing in, being a doctor. However, who he decided to leave in charge to do these checkups is where he royally messed up in a major way that could have cost him not only his license and his practice, but possibly his freedom. Because this dude had a fake doctor examine his patients and write prescriptions for them while he was globetrotting. Let's get into it. A local physician has been detained on allegations that he allowed an unlicensed student to examine patients and issue prescription under his name while he was out of the country for months at a time. In a detention petition, prosecutors from the Illinois Attorney General's office said Dr. Muhammad Khamis, age 56, perpetrated two different schemes over the past couple of years, showing an absolute reckless disregard for the health and safety of the patients who sought his medical care. So he was basically taking the money that he was getting from his practice, from the people, and using that to go on these vacations. And then, because he was never there a lot of the times, he would install someone who was not a licensed profession or a licensed physician to do this work for them. I said the dangers of this is because you could have had this person misdiagnose your patients, or you could have them given the wrong prescriptions, or too much of something, even if it was the right prescription. Like, that is absolutely crazy. According to a detention petition, Khamis orchestrated the fraudulent office scheme by staffing his River Forest medical office with a student from his sham medical school in Bosnia while he was overseas for extended periods. I can only imagine what he was doing while he was overseas. Patients who visited his practice were examined by the unlicensed student while he was halfway across the world. Prosecutor says the student was not licensed in any country and wasn't even a graduate of his sham school, according to the filing. So this guy was just a fraudster all the way around. Prosecutors also accused Khamis of personally billing for more than $100,000 in fraudulent office visits and engaging in illegal prescription practices. The Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulation suspended his medical license on October 31st, saying Khamis allowed an unlicensed individual to use his pre-signed prescriptions to prescribe controlled substances to patients while he was out of the country, as well as allowed an unlicensed individual to examine patients while he was also out of the country. Judge Mary Marubio ordered Khamis detained as a flight risk. In her order, she noted that Khamis, who was a dual citizen, had been in Syria since July and had transferred substantial assets to multiple foreign countries. After learning of the investigation, Khamis allegedly destroyed evidence and moved funds overseas, the judge said. Khamis, who lists a home address in River Forest, faces felony theft and vendor fraud charges. Man, listen, if I was one of his patients, he would have to see me. Can you imagine, like, if you was one of his patients, of hearing this news right here, like how scared you would have to be, because you probably are in fear that someone misdiagnosed you or they gave you something you wasn't supposed to take. He better hope that his patients or whoever it was came to see him does not get some kind of infection or some kind of illness because of his recklessness. This guy was taking people's money and traveling around the globe. They said he was out of the country since July and they just got him on Halloween. So he could have very well still been out of the country. Like they said, months at a time. Yes, we understand if you take a vacation, maybe, some people go on vacation maybe for a month. People will do that. But months? So you're talking about July, August, September, and October. Like, that's insane. literally spending these people's money. And then he said, well, I know I have these patients, but I don't give a damn about them that much. So let me go and install this fake doctor or this fake physician that got this degree from this fake school that I made up, and install them there and have them do the work for me, and then not even really do the actual work. This guy deserves to be locked up, whatever the maximum penalty that he can possibly get for the crime in which he commit, or crimes rather. That's exactly what he deserves, because that is crazy. That is absolutely insane. And I feel bad for the patients because they got duped by this dude. And then the worst case scenario is that something happens to them internally with the fake doctor or the fake physician that he put in there in his place, because he wants to go out and travel around the world on their dime, might I add. That's absolutely crazy.